This is how we play. The Cronulla Sharks NRLW Podcast, brought to you by Quest Apartment Hotels. The Cronulla Sharks NRLW team are more than footballers. They're teachers, tradies, students, coaches, mums, mentors. Women who live double lives in pursuit of the game they love. By day they clock in, and by night they suit up. Join us in celebrating the strength, determination and resilience of our Sharks NRLW superheroes. It's not just about what they do on the field, it's about everything they do off it to keep the dream alive. Our women play it their way. Hey, my name's Sam Shinazzi. I love the Cronulla Sharks, and I'm the host of the long-running SharkCast pod. It's my honour and privilege to be here as a co-host on the podcast series, This Is How We Play, dedicated to our excellent Cronulla Sharks NRLW team. But this is not about me. This is about my co-host and our special guest. Our co-host is our fullback, our number one. Some would say she's the best fullback in the club. Will Kennedy, Liam Myson, Jada Taylor in the reverse order.
I disagree. She strongly disagrees with that one.
Some would say Jada Taylor. And I've just spoiled who that is. Jada Taylor, welcome to your own show. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really excited about our special guest this week.
She's a great one. She was the first ever NRLW player signed to the Sharks. She is our number 9 usually. She has played with the Sydney Roosters, the dastardly St George Illawarra Dragons, if I do say so myself. And thankfully a Cronulla Shark through and through. She's represented the Prime Minister's 13, Indigenous All-Stars, New South Wales, Australia. She's done it all. Quincy Dodd, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. And what an intro, jeez.
Everyone says the same thing, Quincy.
I didn't know if you wanted to stop there or I don't know what was going on.
How are you? What's going on?
Oh, I'm great. Look, back and better than ever. I feel like happy that the NRLW is back and running, but been busy at work today, so that work-life balance that I've been trying to manage with. But yeah, I'm happy to be here with you guys.
What do you do for a living?
So I work with NRL. I do game development. So I'm lucky enough to work in Cronulla Shire, and I love my role. Every day is different, and I get to go out to schools and introduce footy to some of the young students in the community. But the best part is getting outside and being amongst those young ones that haven't even experienced the rugby league ball before. So yeah, absolutely love my job at NRL.
Do you? Or is the best part sitting in an office with me on the odd occasion?
I was going to say, how does it differ from your job?
I think my role is very unique. I'm the only Deadly Choices program officer actually funded in a club. It's something that's usually run out of an Aboriginal medical service or something like that. So as for the community team are, I guess, quite similar. They go into schools and all of those things, but the NRL jobs, like they even do that regionally. My dad was a GDO, they call it, back in Tamworth. So yeah, it's something that I think the NRL do really, really well is trying to get people out and spread the love of the game and show the game to a lot of different people, like Quinn said, people who often, wouldn't engage with the sport. You mentioned work-life, Quincy. How do you juggle the NRLW season with your work and Quincy world as well? Like, how does that all work for you?
Yeah, look, I feel like I actually have 2 jobs. I feel like I'm an athlete, but also I work as a full-timer with the NRL, and I'm really lucky. The NRL and my team, the New South Wales Southern team, have looked after me. They make sure that when I'm in season, if I do need to take a day off, leave without pay, they'll make sure I can do that as long as I'm well prepared for the week ahead or the month ahead. But I feel like having a good support network with me too. I've got my mum and dad around the corner, so sometimes I go sneakily down there and have my dinner down there sometimes. But I've also got my beautiful partner too, boyfriend there at home, and he helps me out a lot as well. So yeah, I feel like I've got a really positive network with me, and they help me throughout my whole life too.
Let's go straight to the dad, because I think at least on one of the 3 episodes, or now 2, we've heard about Mr. Dodd.
Mr. Dodd.
Coach Dodd.
Coach Dodd.
So take us back. Was it Tasha Gale, 2017, 2018?
Yeah, so we'll actually take it back a little bit further than that. So I actually played my first junior rugby league club at Cronulla Caringbah. and he was lucky enough to coach me back there in the under 18s, but I believe a few of us, including myself, was like 16, so it was the only comp that we had in the Shire, and he was one of our coaches there, and we were actually lucky enough to win that one as well. And then moving on to 2 years later, when I was 18, he was coaching me at the Tarsha Gale, and yeah, he's been a big part of my little journey through rugby league, and he still is a big part of it as well. But he just loves the game. He comes down to every single game, whether it's in Wagga Wagga, if it's in Canberra, he'll be there. So he comes with my mum as well. So yeah, he's definitely a person I can look at to and get feedback from as well, for sure.
He is a legend. He actually coached me in 2022 when I was at the Roosters in the Tarsha Gale competition. I had him, and yeah, he's the man. Quincy, though, had her 50th game in Wagga Wagga, and Cole got up and he did his speech, and it was more or less like, go the team. You know, a lot of parents stand up and they say how proud they are of their child and how great their child is, and he did that. He did a little bit of, we're very proud of Quincy, but go girls. Like, it was such like a coach talk, and it was so like about the team, and I feel like that's where you get it from Quince. It's a very humble family, and yeah, he's the man. Yeah. I love seeing him at the games.
He's literally so invested into rugby league, and like Jada said, yeah, it was my 50th game, and he's so humble, but he just loves the team and the environment, I think, and the girls and the process of the team as well. So yeah, he's one of a kind, but I love him being around for sure.
Did he play?
He played when he was younger, no professional NRL, but I heard that he was a pretty good footy player and heard that he was quite fast, but apparently I got my skill from my mum.
And it sounds like he's a hell of a coach if he's coaching at this level at different clubs.
He had some opportunities in the women's game, and I think he took them with both hands, and he obviously was still learning and as a female coach, but yeah, he was just a person that knows how to connect a team, I think, and have those one-on-one conversations with people to better them as a person, but also as a player. Me saying that his daughter, he used to do the same for me, but probably a little bit harsher, I'd say.
Now, it's documented that you grew up around here in the Sutherland Shire, which is awesome. Like myself, Jada's from Tamworth. We've established that, or she calls it God's country, and I'm totally cool with that as well. I got a soft spot for both the Shire and Tamworth, believe it or not. Tell us about growing up in the Shire. How was your childhood, and what'd you get up to? Give us a bit of young Quincy.
Yeah, so if you just like turn left and right down the street there, I actually lived on Colonel Road for most of my life. So I was born and raised in Cronulla here, and I went to Woolooware Public School, I went to Cronulla High School, and I grew up with my brother and his mates pretty much. So I remember we were actually having this yarn to him the other day, my brother, and remembering that we used to go down to Judge Street Park, which is a local park just down the road, and we used to meet there with a bunch of boys after school and just play footy. We didn't even have a goal post, but we used to just play footy there till dark, get home, and mum and dad would be stoked. They'd be, where are you? But they'd be happy that would be outside for sure. But growing up in Cronulla, it's been a real happiness for me. I feel like I've found a lot of great people in Cronulla, and the community, I feel like it's just been something I'm really proud to be a part of, and to be able to represent it at Sharks as well is even a bonus too. But I haven't moved out of Cronulla, so I wouldn't know what it's like to move anywhere else either, but I'm happy where I am for sure.
The epitome of living in the Shire bubble, and how good is the Shire? You don't have to go anywhere else. It's funny, like, I don't know about you, Quince, but I see like heaps of like NRL players or like just random people from different clubs live in the Shire. It is second God's country.
Yeah, I mean, Dragons, Bulldogs, Sharks all live around here.
Yeah.
Probably more as well. Scotty Sorensen might still commute to Penrith from here is what I think. I think Cam Serraldo does as a coach. So
does. I've seen him around.
Yeah.
I've seen his kids at a school before.
I did actually see him at the beach the other day jumping in. So
It's just like, it's the place to be. I feel like the setup here, you know, it's a gorgeous area, but I will say peak like summertime at the beach trying to get a park. It's my one downfall of Cronulla.
Yeah, look, when I was younger, there was no downfall like that. But now as I've gotten older and I've got a car and I drive, it is mayhem. I feel like finding a park takes at least 40 minutes and I live literally 5-minute walk away.
Time to invest in an e-bike.
Oh, maybe we can get a sponsor on board. That's twice in 2 weeks, Jada. You put shade on local beaches.
Sorry.
I'm not offended.
She's a country kid.
She's a country kid. Quincy, what does it mean to you as an NRLW player now? The growth in the area is crazy. Like, you do it for work, you do both your jobs. But to see it from you were playing with your brother in the local park and now you're lighting it up here in standalone games, that must be an amazing thing.
I get a big bonus because I can actually see the growth in the Cronulla because what I do for work. And at the moment, the female growth has been on the rise for a while now, for a couple of years, and I feel like the males have just plateaued along, but for the women, we have just skyrocketed well and above what we should have been before as well. So yeah, it's so special to actually have an NRLW team at the Cronulla Sharks. We speak about it all the time, but to really think about it and really invest in it and be like, wow, this is a dream come true for some of us that didn't get to experience it when we were younger, but I think we've just platformed it for the younger next generation too. So I'm excited to see in a few years what this club and what this community will bring and what it builds. But I'm so lucky to be a part of it at the moment. But yeah, just having a look at the stadium now, like I used to go play up on that hill over there on the family hill, and I probably wasn't watching too much footy when I was young. I was probably playing footy at the back there with my brother and his mates. To be able to run out through the tunnel as a Shark player is just something that I wouldn't have dreamt of when I was younger, but now being able to live it is so special.
Do you realise how many people of all generations have dreamt of doing that? Have you ever stopped to think about that?
Look, I feel like when people talk about it, they always say that. They say they dreamt of doing it, but sometimes back in the day for the females, they probably didn't get to see women in rugby league as much. But for me, I remember being a little girl also going to Cronulla High School and coming down and watching the World Cup down at Shark Park. And when that was on, I actually got a glimpse of the women Australian team and I got to see them play right here. And I think that was my first little, wow, this is actually going to skyrocket soon. And I feel like there's going to be a great opportunity for us. So if I didn't have that little walk down to here, it probably wouldn't have ever happened. But some people, when they were younger, they probably didn't get to see, the women's sport for sure.
You actually played a couple of different sports growing up, some cool ones, some different ones, some ones that I didn't know back in my day in Tamworth.
With a different ball, that's for sure.
Exactly. So, do you want to tell, I guess, everyone about growing up, what sports you played? Obviously, the NRLW didn't come into the competition until 2018. You obviously started playing a bit before that and won the Tarsha Gale Premiership here in that year.
2018.
So there's obviously the Quincy Dodd pre-rugby league. What was she doing? What was she playing?
Growing up when I was really, really young, I was playing soccer and a bit of softball and a bit of Oztag. So I think they were my major ones growing up, and sevens. So when I got to high school, I moved over to a bit of sevens too. And yeah, I used to love it. I used to love every other sport. Softball was something different for me just because it was a different kind of shape of ball and the bat as well. And then soccer, I think that's why sometimes I get my kicking skills is from soccer too. So lucky to have all those different opportunities. But like I said, once I played rugby league, I kind of just stuck with it. And there was a moment in my career when I was 18 where I had the option to either take the sevens or take the rugby league path. But I knew that when I was younger, I played rugby league and that was my first opportunity was through the school. So being able to take that right direction for me was something that I'm really happy about. And people say it would have been awesome to go on to the Olympics and done the sevens. But for me, I feel like rugby league is where my heart is. And that's something that I've loved and been around for my whole life. So as much as I might have missed that opportunity, I'm happy where I ended up.
And what about the effect that you have on younger generations? We already spoke a little bit about that, but what's that mean to you, particularly young women, but obviously young guys as well come watch you. It's a very younger crowd, which I love when I come to NRLW. What's that mean to you?
With my why with rugby league, I have two big reasons, and one's my family and one's the next generation. And I feel like for me, I want to just put smiles on kids' faces and show them what rugby league is about. And as long as I'm doing that, I'm going to be happy off the field and on the field too. But yeah, my biggest moment is walking around after the game, whether we win or lose or draw, to see those little kids, boys and girls, smiling, asking for autographs, asking for photos. I feel like people need to take time to do that too, because you don't understand the effect that has on them. And they could have been travelling 3 hours away, even longer. They could have even flown there. So I feel like giving back to the next generation is a big, big thing for me. And yeah, like I said, if I can stay in this game for a while too, one day maybe I could be coaching them or being a part of them too. So I always have my time. It's time for them for sure.
I think you don't understand, like, the impact you have, Quince, and you're very humble about it as
Very
well.
humble.
Very, very humble. And I think that's what makes you so great as not only a leader, but a lot of the young girls, I guess for the listeners out there, a lot of the young girls in our team have to speak at certain things and we like to make them feel uncomfortable, and we have an internal little meeting where we make them sit up and we learn about them and stuff like that. And a lot of the young girls, and I said this to Quincy the other day, but a lot of the young girls will say that someone who made them feel comfortable in this space or someone they look up to is Quincy Dodd. And I think that's just says a lot about you, Quince. I think the fact that people walk into this space and want to be you and look up to you, but then you're still the most approachable person here is such a unique thing. And yeah, it's contagious. You see that when the little kids walk into the stadium, how big her smile is puts an even bigger one on their face. So yeah, I feel like she's sitting here and she's being humble, and we're talking about impact, but you have a huge one, Quince.
Oh, thanks, Jada.
Absolutely. Now, I want to ask you both about Indigenous heritage. Jada, last week you spoke a little bit about it. It is Indigenous round last week and this week as we record. You've both represented the Indigenous team, is that correct? Tell us about that and what it means, and if you want to go into your family background, do so. If you don't want to, it's fine. But
yeah,
this
look,
girl's nearly the most capped.
I've been at All Stars for a couple of years now.
Couple?
I debuted, what year was it? I think it was 2019. So I was 18, but 2019 I debuted and I've played in it ever since. So it has been a couple of years. But yeah, it means so much. I'm a proud Darug woman, and I feel like being able to represent my mob and my country and the people before me is so special. And that's another big reason, like I mentioned before, is why I play, is because my family. In that camp and in that environment, it's a whole different experience, hey. So every year has been different for me. It's I've had a new group of sisters I've met and also played alongside too. So it gets me a bit speechless too, because I just feel like I want to be there each and every year. But once I'm in that group and that environment, I don't want to leave either. So as much as it only goes for 1 week of the year, I wish it could be longer, and I wish it could be potentially like a 3-game series. But yeah, I love the connection, and I also like how we travel all around Australia too, and New Zealand as well. So I think that's a really special part of it too.
Yeah, I'm a Gamilaroi woman, so everyone knows this about me. I constantly talk about Tamworth, born and raised in Tamworth, and yeah, like Quinn said, I feel like All-Stars is one of the best times of the year. It gives me an opportunity to learn more about myself and about my culture, and it also like gives us the opportunity to learn and then want to bring it back into this space. So I guess tying in with this round, we've obviously got gifts and stuff that we've all been a part of, that we've bought into, and I just love how much our teammates buy into it despite not being Indigenous. I love that we celebrate the culture, and I'm really excited for this weekend. The boys' home game I've had a fair bit to do with, so there'll be some kids playing, some junior crew knockout teams playing at halftime in some Deadly Choices kit that they'll get to take home. We'll have some dance group perform pre-game. I just love learning more and more about my own culture, but more specifically this area. I feel like working here has given me the opportunity to learn more about the place, and Quince and I actually did a walk with an elder, Auntie Barb Sims, and learn about the mangroves and stuff like that. So I feel like we've got to see this jersey come to fruition, and it's been a pleasure.
I mean, I'm not being smart here, I'm just declaring I have zero Indigenous inside of me, but I studied it at university. My hero is David Peachy, the whole thing, right? I've always been someone who has been proud to make other people aware of your culture. Not an expert by any means, but I love the fact now that I can go buy a Sharks Indigenous jersey or hoodie. I've got the hoodie, I wear it around proudly. And someone who is representing you guys from my side of the world, I think that's how far we've come. Like, that wouldn't have happened 15 years ago, right? Yeah. So it shows not only is NRLW powering ahead, but really important things like Indigenous history, Indigenous rights, the whole package is just, it's getting to that mainstream level where it needs to be.
Yeah, you're right. People actually want to be educated about our beautiful culture, and I feel like there's still a lot more to go though, but you're 100% right, and we respect that too, because Indigenous, non-Indigenous, we should be proud that of our culture, and for you to be able to do that is just amazing too. And all of our team is just so invested into everyone's culture at our club, and that only makes the team so connected as well. So, yeah, so grateful for that for sure.
Yeah, huge believer that education is what will create reconciliation. So the more people learn and the more educated we are as a society, the more togetherness and the more we can reconcile. So, yeah, huge believer in that, and we have to recognise our history to move forward, that's for sure.
We want to thank Quest Apartment Hotels for their support of this podcast and for the NRLW team, of course, and the Sharks in general. And this is the part of the show where we do the Quest Apartment Hotels question of the week. We had a few come in, Quincy, for you. More than a few.
Popular.
But we've chosen one which we thought, this is the one, you know. So it's from Harper. Harper's 11 years old. She's got two questions, so we'll hit you with both. What was your junior club? Tell us a bit about your junior club history, and we'll get to the second question.
Firstly, hi Harper, and thank you for that question. My junior rugby league club was Cronulla Sharks. So back in the day, they were called the Black Cats, and they used to actually live right next to Shark Park here, but they did get moved down to Cronulla High School. And yeah, it's an awesome club. I remember being a little girl running around, like Jada mentioned before, down at those mangroves and yeah, just getting amongst it there. But I try and go back down there once a year or a few times a year and reconnect with that club, and especially those younger girls down there too. And yeah, the presidents there, they're just amazing, and I feel like every time I see them, they're always warm, welcome arms, and I see their social media and they're always posting up about the people that played the people that played at Cronulla Sharks. So yeah, great club there, and I'm happy that I was a part of it.
All right, thank you. And Harper would like to know any songs you listened to before the game. Now, before you answer, it's been universally recognised now that my co-host partner, Jada Taylor, gets in the mood to You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. And I think we've spoken about it so much, MC Hammer's like trending on Apple and Spotify. Like it's just all the talk and everyone's going, what? Oh, yeah, MC Hammer. Quincy, what songs, if any, in particular, do you listen to get in the mood for footy?
Yeah, look, so I'm a person that kind of likes to be with the group before a game of footy, so I don't usually particularly like to have headphones in, but I do love a little bit of house music to get me going. Yeah, okay. just before we run out. Otherwise, I actually am really happy with kind of any music, but yeah, a little bit of Dom Dollar, that kind of gets me ready to go, and especially running out for sure.
Bit of doof.
Jada, you know Jason Derulo's touring in September?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know that. You want to go?
I saw it today. I was like, it's Jada's go.
No, I love Jason Derulo. I was saying this, Quince, like, sorry, but the OG Jason Derulo songs like It Girl, What You Say, Riding Solo, like, maybe I'm just going to start a podcast where I just sing songs for everyone.
Can you give us a little bit of a
Nah, no renditions today, a bit sick.
Now, question off the bat here. If a Cronulla NRLW player was to start a podcast, I'm not sure if anyone has, who would it be? We'll take Jada out of the equation. She's got a podcast. Both of you give me an answer. Who would start a podcast, do you think, or a YouTube channel?
This is a tough one.
See, I'm going to go for a smart answer.
You go first.
I'll go, the realistic one is probably Tiana Penatani-Gray. She'll be great on there because she speaks amazing, but love T, and she's not boring, but I feel like that answer might have been a bit of a cop-out. So I'm going to think about someone else.
I would love to see CJ and Ellie co-host together.
Bro, that would give me, I couldn't think of anything worse. The Johnstons.
I think it would only have to be like a 25-minute one, but...
and one episode, but
Jeez.
I think it would be quite hilarious. Being able to play with both of them too, I know how hilarious they can be. So yeah, I'll give it to them too.
Keeping up with the Johnstons.
Yes.
Hey.
I was watching the game on the weekend and my heart sank because my little mate Jada grabbed at her leg or something. So I thought it was like ACL or whatever, and it wasn't.
God,
thank God.
Don't put that out there.
I'm sorry, but I saw what I saw, right? What did you think in the moment?
No, in the moment, I sort of like, that's the worst moment I've had since my ACL, and I think my foot just got caught in the grass, and then she sort of threw me over my own body. So I guess just got into that too far flexion and just grabbed at it because it sort of pulled a little bit, but then got up and was able to play the rest of the game. So I think more of a fright than anything, bone bruising and stuff like that, but all good to go, ready for this week.
We probably need to stop talking about injuries in this show because last week with China, she was talking about the boots and the grass and the AC.
Yeah, I was also talking about that.
Reason I ask is just to get into your mind frame when something like that does happen.
When you get put into an awkward position in any part of your body, you sort of automatically just grab at it and go, oh my God.
A bit of shock.
It is shock for sure. But no, I think when I got up, I was sweet. Bit sore, but good to go.
Now, Quincy, we're not going to talk about injuries except for the fact I would like to know, have you had any major ones in your life?
Yeah, look, touch wood, but I've been pretty lucky. But yes, last year I did my Cindy and fracture on my left ankle. And look, I think having that injury kind of made me real resilient. And I feel like I had a little bit of time off. It sounds funny enough, but to rest my body. I've kind of been non-stop playing since I was 18 and had footy on so much of my life. And obviously it's never nice sitting out, but to be able to sit out and actually watch from the sideline and watch rugby league from a different view reminded me of how much I wanted to be back out there and the hunger and the fight that I wanted to get back out there.
Tell me about your time at the Roosters.
So I was quite young. I was still going to school and I was leaving school and heading to training over at Moore Park over there at Sydney Roosters. 2018, I was a bit of a halfback. So I would play halfback when I was in my juniors. And then 2019... Jamie Feeney, he was my coach and he developed me to a dummy half. So I kind of came on as that 14 player. And then when I started playing 14, I really loved dummy half and he kept throwing me in there and then was kind of stuck there for the rest of my career. That my 3 years. And I had Nita Maynard, she was my number 9 at the time, and then I would always jump on the back of her for sure.
But it's also weird because it was like, well, those were the foundation years, right? So, I mean, the games were limited anyway, so we were having 4 games a year or whatever it was. So
three rounds and a grand final. Sometimes we actually won one game and made a grand final, which sounds nuts now, but it's crazy.
Wow, how fast we've grown so quickly, honestly.
Still growing. Tell us about year 12 and the Roosters. Like, that must have been a crazy time of your life.
Yeah, I would have been at school doing my HSC, doing ATAR. Look, I wasn't the smartest at school at the books for sure, that's what I wouldn't say, but I would show up every day and make sure I get my work done and make sure I do finish that HSC and do finish that ATAR, but having to travel straight over to training straight after school was something that sometimes I actually don't remember it even happened, but I was able to carpool with a few of our girls from the Shire here. I had Corbin here and Kiana. We would carpool all the time all together and definitely something different being able to travel all the way to Moore Park, that's for sure.
She acts like it was 10 years ago.
It feels
she
like
keeps talking like she's the oldest lady, this girl, and she's still so
soul.
young.
I am an old soul.
Quincy Dodd's going to be one of the longest NRLW players, I reckon. Like,
Look,
play the most games.
If my body can keep up, I'll keep playing, that's for sure.
I mean, we joke about it with you, Jada, on the show about how young you are, and Quincy's still young as well. And I think it's because people like myself who obsess over the club, we've been watching you for so long. In my head, you're both veterans. I told you that the other week. But
I'm not a veteran.
But, well, either's Quincy. It's just that she's played a lot of games.
She goes in the veterans team when we play young guns versus veterans.
We have training sessions and we have young guns and veterans, and I'm veterans, and veterans win every time.
That's not what I heard. I didn't hear that.
That is a lie. She's lying.
Yeah.
Last week they won for the first time, I reckon. And honestly, I think it was cheating anyways.
We have to give them a little bit of confidence, those young ones.
But, I mean, without revealing your age, even though I'm looking at your Wikipedia page, you've still got 8 years left, I would say, at least, right?
If my body can keep up and if Tony's still happy with my performance, then I'll keep playing, that's for sure. But I would hope so. I would love to double the amount of games and get to 100, that's for sure, but we'll see.
You were the first ever NRLW player to sign on with the Sharks. What was that like?
It was here at Shark Park. I actually was leaving work early just to get down here, and when I got down here there was a big bunch of people and Dino was there and the rest of the Sharks staff crew, and walking into the hub just downstairs, it was a big setup down there, and I actually had to go out the front and sign the contract and get all those photos and speak to everyone around there, and it was so special. I actually didn't think it was so surreal as well at the moment. I just thought, wow, I'm going to be playing for the Sharks. I obviously played for the Roosters and the Dragons, but to be able to play for home and sign as the first NRLW player, it'll be real special. But yeah, I still remember that first year we all played, and that was something that I'll always remember as well. As much as that moment was special, the first game was really special too.
Was that here, Canberra?
Against Canberra.
Unbelievable,
here.
yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What did it feel like, Quince? Like, I've really struggled to put it into words what it felt like running out here, because to put it in perspective, I guess we played before the men, which we're no longer allowed to host those double headers here anymore, but bring it back. That's what I say. Our little stadium will love that. Okay. But no, we played before the men, so there was a big crowd here. What was it like for you, I guess, to run out on a field where you grew up watching people run out onto that field?
As soon as I actually started walking into the stadium, I was looking around and going like, we're going to play in a minute, like, which is crazy to think. But you do your things in the shed and you get ready and everything. You don't really get to see the atmosphere outside. But as soon as we started walking out in the tunnel, you can hear the voices and you can hear the chants of the people. And I think as soon as I got out onto that field, I feel like I had a bit of a moment of feeling that I'm a person that kind of feels the grass and feels the earth before. But to look around and see so many fans to support us women there was so, so special. And I don't even know how to explain it too, because it's just, you got to be able to feel it. Yeah, no one will ever be able to replace that moment as well. So I'm so special and so happy that I was a part of that moment. But it'll be even better when we win it one day too.
It certainly will this year, eh? Going on a run starting this weekend. But I agree, Quince. I think it was one of those you had to do it sort of moments. And there's obviously going to be moments in your career where you have great years and I guess moments that you want to forget about too. I had one where Quincy set me up for a try and I dropped it cold. But no, like, I feel like that was so special to be a part of an inaugural team. That's a connection like that we'll all have as a group that first year in 2023 and to run out. Honestly, like, I was shaking and it was the first time I reckon I shook, and it wasn't nerves. Like, I just was genuinely there was so much adrenaline in me at the time, and running out, you're trying to soak it all in. You're trying to find your family. I think we got off the bus and there was like all these kids standing out the front and like they had this carpet out for us to walk in. And this club is all about the people that it's built on, and we not the flashiest club, and we don't have all the money in the world, but how I felt that day running out on this stadium is something I'll never forget, and why I want to be a Shark forever.
Got me there, Jada.
In the fields?
I remember being here and, standing O and everyone going nuts. But it was as special for us because we'd waited a long time. A lot of us had followed the women's game locally and we didn't get the team initially, and we almost did and we didn't. And to finally get one and then have you run out in front of that crowd, and there was just a really good vibe, and it was really special for people here. It was obviously not in the same world as what you guys went through in that moment, but for someone like me, I'll never forget it. Like the feeling and the joy. So I got a bit emotional.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where like it's such a weird feeling, because most of the time when you're a part of something like historic, you don't know until the moment's gone. And it was one of the ones where we knew leading into the game, oh my God, like we have to make a good impression here, because like this is going to be spoken about forever. Like not many people get to be a part of the first ever Sharks team and the first ever game.
That's a lot of pressure though, right?
It was, and I think that year, like we really got up for that game and we played unbelievable here. Quincy, you had a blinder that game too, I remember.
I just knew I had to do a job, and everyone had a blinder though. Like it wasn't just an individual either, it was the whole team collectively, and everyone will remember that moment. Like
Ellie Johnson ran 30 metres to score. She backed up for a try. It was insane. But it was like, it was such a cool moment of history, and I'm glad I got to share it with you, Quincy.
Yeah. Oh, you too, girl.
Quincy, what does life look like for you in 8, 9, 10, 11 years' time when you retire?
Ooh.
What are you thinking?
I definitely want to be involved with rugby league, whether that's in a staff environment or at the club here at Sharks. But outside that too, I've always dreamt about being a school teacher too. So I haven't really started it, but I need to. And I've been asking Jada here for a while now what she does, because she's been in that space for a little bit now too. But yeah, I would love to look into that, but definitely involved in the game still. They've given so much to me, so I want to give back so much to them.
Do you think you'd follow in your dad's steps?
Coaching?
Yeah.
Look, I haven't looked into it, coaching. I do kind of love the wellbeing side and the mentoring side. So maybe somewhere on that side, but maybe even a little bit of media too, like if I get my practice up and my experience. But yeah, coaching, I haven't stepped into it yet. And I feel like I'd probably love it when I do it. I just got to take those steps, I think.
Quincy Dodd, thank you for coming on This Is How We Play. I mean, you want to be in the media. You've done well today, haven't you?
She's killed it. I might be out of a job.
You might be. No, this is your podcast. What are you talking about?
This is your podcast.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And we're back with another episode next week. If you can share this around, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks to Quest Apartment Hotels and to the Cronulla Sharks. This has been This Is How We Play with Quincy Dodd. Hope you've enjoyed it. Up, up.
Up, up.
Up, up.
This is How We Play, the Cronulla Sharks NRLW Podcast, brought to you by Quest Apartment Hotels.